Warner Bros. Just revealed a trailer for our new movie Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore. I thought it'd be necessary to make a video about it, as things aren't completely clear. If you haven't seen the trailer yet, I'm going to leave a link in the description down below for you to watch it. In this video, we're going to see some small details that went unnoticed, along with a full breakdown of this 3 minutes trailer. So without further ado, let's just get into it. The trailer opens with a shot of Hogwarts and a golden snitch, a look at Albus Dumbledore from the days of Harry Potter, then in his younger self. The voiceover says,
"The past whispers to you."
Seeing as we already know that, during Harry Potter's years at Hogwarts, Dumbledore had his fair share of secrets, it's only logical to assume we'll be able to catch some more glimpses of him throughout the years. The next scene shows Newt Scamander and his brother, Theseus, strolling through a snowy village. This is very clearly Hogsmeade, a small village on the outskirts of Hogwarts. It's certainly not the first time the village has shown up in the Wizarding World franchise. The two were looking for Albus Dumbledore, which the other guy replied,
"That would be my brother."
It turns out to be Aberforth Dumbledore, Albus' brother, who was working in Hogshead pub. It isn't surprising that the series is fleshing out the family, since the movie is literally called The Secrets of Dumbledore. Let's not forget that the previous film, The Crimes of Grindelwald, reveals that Credence Barebone is actually Aurelius Dumbledore. But as far as I can see, there is nothing regarding Ariana Dumbledore, who died accidentally following Grindelwald, Albus, and Aberforth duel. Ariana's death was in 1900. The Fantastic Beasts series, however, is taking place between 1926 and 1945, so it's already happened, but it would be nice to get at least a flashback. However, there is no mention of her so far, only the movie will give us the correct answer. The next scene is Dumbledore walking alone, and the voiceover says,
"The world as we know it is coming undone."
This means many things. The Wizarding World is going into battle in World War II, and the big battle between Albus and Gillett happens in 1945. Then there is a less than 2 seconds shot, but I have to pause it so we can know what's going on. People are joined together and celebrating most likely Grindelwald, as he seems to have gained some traction and gotten quite popular. In the background, we see a banner that says something in Portuguese, which is the language used in Brazil. While Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Him took place entirely in New York City, The Crimes of Grindelwald sees scenes played out in London and Paris. Fantastic Beasts 3 would reportedly see Newt Scamander and co. travel to Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Way back in 2016, a user asked J.K. Rowling how many Fantastic Beasts movies she intends there to be, to which she replied 5 in 5 different languages. It seems fair to assume that 5 and 5 make reference to the first and second film's locations, so 5 is referring to the third movie's location, which is Brazil. We may also see the magical school, Castelo Bruxo in Brazil, the school that has been mentioned in the Harry Potter books but has never been shown in any of the movies. The next scene displays Grindelwald shown carefully putting out what appears to be someone's memory. Although it's unknown who the person is, I think it might be Yusuf Kama. The memory extraction spell has popped out regularly throughout the Harry Potter series. It's been used by Dumbledore in the past, and the most famous scene of Slughorn, giving Harry his Horcrux's memory. Could Grindelwald be collecting the memories of Yusuf for some unknown reason? Or perhaps he's erasing them altogether? What exactly is Grindelwald doing is pretty unknown. Then we see Pickett, Newt, and his suitcase walking up from what is probably a river, through a very wet and dark forest, probably one of the Brazil known forests. At the same time, Dumbledore is saying to an unidentified person,
"You'll have to trust me."
but it's pretty unknown who this person is. In the next scene, we see Newt all alone walking into what appears to be Boston. We know that the film will also take place in China. Newt looks pretty nervous here, so there could be some kind of Grindelwald campaign rally. Then it is followed by different shots until we reach the train scene. On that train, there were Newt, Yusuf, Bunty, Theseus, Jacob, and Lily Hicks. Now if you look closely, this was the witch that Nicholas Flamel himself conversed with her through a book when Newt visited him in Paris. She is a charm professor at Ilvermorny School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. Then Newt Scamander goes,
"Dumbledore asked that I give you something."
So yeah, Jacob is literally given a wand by Dumbledore. However, as any Harry Potter fan knows, the wand chooses the wizard, and Jacob isn't a wizard. So how does he have a wand? Well, I do have a theory about this, but I'm going to leave it till the end of the video, because it connects with the scene, so stick around. Now we're back to Hogwarts. The crew is here alongside Dumbledore, but before that there was a scene of a Quidditch student flying over the castle. If you look closely, you might notice that this student has the same Quidditch number as Harry, number 7. Now this is an interesting shot. Just as we saw in the Crimes of Grindelwald, Credence has a phoenix by his side, seemingly proving his link to the Dumbledores. The bird on fire that is swooping over the head of Credence is obviously a phoenix. Keeping that in mind, maybe this bird is actually Fawkes, Dumbledore's phoenix. Only time will tell. Next we see a clip of Queenie and Jacob embracing, Albus holding the no-deolin vial, which was identified in the last movie as the Blood Pact. Dumbledore must destroy it in order to fight off Grindelwald, which will not be that easy. A duel between the two sides in the streets, following by Jacob in the middle of a battle with his wand raised, also getting a shot of Queenie with blonde hair. She looks pissed off, and that's not a good sign. Then we see Credence cutting through a web of some sort of lighting. Then Newt running up a set of stairs. Grindelwald says,
"Our war with the Muggles!"
We see a shot of Dumbledore's face, then Yusuf pointing his wand at the ground, and people falling. Grindelwald in green water, and Credence and his long hair running through the streets, and what looks like his Obscurious blowing things behind him. Dumbledore is trying not to hurt him, but instead hold him back. Now this wonderful scene.
The room we require.
So this is actually the room of requirements that we've seen countless times in Harry Potter, except this time there is something in it that we're entirely not sure what it is. But that thing's made Jacob and Newt get sucked through it. Then we see a shot of someone being dangled from a dragon, Pickett stealing a wand and running, and Credence and Dumbledore's fight. Then Dumbledore goes,
3 points to Hufflepuff.
But if you look more closely, you can see that this woman in the back could actually be Professor McGonagall. She made an appearance in the last movie, and she might be in this one too. Now in this last scene, I'm going to explain a theory that I've talked about earlier. How could Jacob and Muggle get a wand? So the theory suggests that this wand is most likely fake. Now the plot of The Secrets of Dumbledore focuses on Grindelwald's desire to destroy the Muggle race. This means that during any encounter with Grindelwald or his followers, Jacob would be especially at risk. Wielding a wand is a clever way to disguise Jacob's new magical abilities, and Dumbledore likely planned this. This theory is further evidenced by the final scene of the trailer, showing Jacob eating in the Great Hall with some Hogwarts students, and boasting how dangerous his wand is, and refusing to hand it over to a student, a witch, who may be able to oust him as a phony. Maybe that's why Jacob stood frozen in front of Queenie, not even attempting to use his wand. There could be also another possibility that Jacob is actually a squib. From Harry Potter, we knew that squibs can learn and teach themselves how to use wands and magic, but only the next movies will give us the right answers. That was all for today's video. If you want to see more Harry Potter videos, please click on this playlist over here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.